One of the other guys that we saw down there at THSCA Coaching Convention and Coaching School in San Antonio was the official recruiting analyst of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. We are pleased to be joined once again by James Lott. James, how are you? Long time no see.
Really, guys.
Yeah, it's
been like 24 hours.
Yeah, it's been
what?
It's been a minute. Yeah, we've. I feel like I'm having James Lott withdrawals.
Yes, absolutely.
What a great venue, though. But nothing like being around the best people in America and high school football coaches in Texas. So anytime I can go and hang out with those guys and you guys, I can do that all day.
I want to ask you, because for us, our goal down there is pretty clear. We want folks to come by and shake hands with Mr. Campbell, get an autograph, get a magazine signed, and then maybe we'll talk to a couple coaches and interview them. For you, when you're talking to coaches, what are you asking them? What are the questions you're asking these high school coaches when you run into them at coaching convention?
Yeah, mine's is a little bit more twofold. It's a combination of meeting high school coaches, getting our brand out there, seeing that we're the official scouting service out there for Texas high school football, and also mingling also with some of the college coaches that are there, the SMUs, the Texases, the A&Ms, and Houstons, and those people, TCUs. We're able to meet with those guys and say hello and talk to them about what we do.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about a couple of prospects you sent us. We're focusing on quarterbacks, and we've talked about a few quarterbacks in the past. The Sam Ellingers, kind of the guys at the very, very top tier. These are guys who kind of a mix of flying under the radar and maybe guys who are. I would say there's some dual threat elements to these guys. We'll start in DeSoto, the former Denton Guyer quarterback, now the quarterback at DeSoto, Shaun Robinson. Shaun Robinson, I think, is a bit of a lightning rod prospect. There are a lot of folks who really, really like his skill set, and there's other folks who maybe think that he's more suited for another position at the next level. When you watch him, James, what are you seeing out of Shaun Robinson?
I've been watching Shaun now for 4 years, and when I most recently I watched him at the 7-on-7 a couple of weeks ago, and he's come a long way from what I saw the previous year. I think his first year at Guyer, he blew it up. You remember he set all those records. He had all those amazing receivers. He was on point. And when I looked at him then, I said, boy, this kid's going to be unbelievable. And then I thought last year he came out in his second year at Guyer, and he had a good year, but not a great one. I think we were looking for a little bit more, but we got a good performance, but not what I thought he was capable of doing. So this year, like I said, I saw him at the 7-on-7, and he's poised. He's ready to go. He looks good. He's accepted that role as a team leader, and so I'm really excited to watch DeSoto and what Shaun Robinson's going to do this year. Of course, he transferred in, of course, from Guyer. His mom's the basketball coach now over at DeSoto. His dad's also a coach there at DeSoto. He was a coach there at Guyer. But in 3 varsity seasons, get this, he's rushed for almost 6,000 yards. He's passed for 3,715 yards and 96 touchdowns. But what was so impressive about watching what I got excited about was not only watching Shaun, but watching DeSoto. Mm-hmm. I don't know who everyone's picking to win the state championship this year, but I've got a little money on DeSoto because boy, they are loaded. Not only Shaun Robinson, they got Kellen Walker at running back. Their offensive line has 3 major Division I players on the squad. The receiving corps, one of the best in the country, so I'm really looking forward to watching those guys and Shaun this year at DeSoto to see if they can finally bring DeSoto a state championship.
And I think that one of the things that I've thought a lot about Shaun Robinson is that you mentioned he's really been in the spotlight since he was basically a freshman. He's been in the spotlight for this is his 4th year. And I wonder if that has an effect on how we view him, that he blew up and probably set the bar too high for himself to begin with. And then I don't think anybody would call what he did last year a great year. I think that he had his struggles. But I wonder if those are the types of things that, because the spotlight was so bright on him, that we're just noticing more as opposed to it actually being a problem. Does that make sense?
Yeah, oh, for sure, and that may be the case because as I look at him now, I look at him and say, oh wow, this kid's got it all. He's got everything you look for to play the position at the next level. I would just like him to perform in the spotlight at the highest level to see if he can break that barrier and take it to the next level.
We're talking with James Lott, the official recruiting analyst of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, here on DCTF Live. Get involved in the conversation at hashtag DCTF Live. And James, I want to ask you about another DFW area quarterback, a guy who I think has found a way to slide a little bit under the radar, Chris Robeson, the quarterback from Mesquite Horn. I feel like every time I watch this kid play, he does something else to dazzle me. This kid is really fun to watch.
Absolutely. And another kid we've been following around here for several years, OU committed to OU back in June of last year. A solid commit this time, I think. Fantastic athlete. He's also a punter. He also punts for the team. But he chose OU over Houston, Kansas, and some other folks. But good-sized kid. He's a dual-threat guy, but I think he's a passer first. He can hurt you as a runner also, but I think he looks to throw the ball, and he throws the ball with a great release, a good release. It's quick. He sees his target and he zips it in there. So he gets the ball out of his hand real quickly. Isn't afraid to throw the ball in the tight windows. Quality arm, can throw all the throws. But impressive kid. Like you said, I get excited every time I watch him, and every time you watch him, he does something else where you're like, wow, this kid's going to be special. So I'm really looking forward to following this guy this year and seeing where he can take Mesquite Horn.
And one other guy that you sent along that I definitely want to touch on is Conor Plummer, the quarterback out of Pearland. I think when people think of Pearland, they think of defense, they think of offensive line, they think of running game. Here's a quarterback in Conor Plummer who's got all the measurables. 6'6", 205. I mean, he's built like a monster. Committed to Texas A&M. When you watch him, and he's more of a pro-style type guy. He's more of your typical, not typical pocket passer. He can move, but running's not maybe his strong suit as it is with maybe Shaun Robinson. When you look at Conor Plummer out of Pearland, another guy I think flying under people's radar, what do you see out of him?
True pocket passer, true pro-style guy that can sling it, strong arm, can make all the throws, can throw on the move off his back foot with great accuracy. Definitely doesn't dazzle you with his running ability, but that's not what he's all about. He's a smart kid. He sits back there. He finds his target. And for those teams that are looking for those type of offenses, he's a guy that can come in and contribute immediately because he's got all those intangibles. But different from Shaun Robinson and those guys, but nonetheless a kid that at A&M at the next level he's gonna make a dent because he does a lot of things well.
He really is, and he's well coached there with Tony Heath at Pearland. He is James Lott. He is the official recruiting analyst of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Follow him on Twitter at JL Scouting. James, appreciate your time, and we'll do it again next week.
Okay, guys. Have a good one.